this is part two of what I was talking about. That was just part one. Now I'm gonna pick up where I was at as far as the social engineering. Where social engineering is when you get people, the society to think and do what you want them to do. You control and dictate how you want society to be ran. So that's what social engineering is. And for example, I would be surprised if Kanye West made it through the month of December. For those who are asleep and is green, that are slow, December is the month of a lot of major entertainers and stars, black stars, where they usually meet their demise. Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, James Brown, Fred Hampton, and a list of others, that also have, their Earth days and their born days are in the month of December, and what they're trying to do based on social engineering, they want the people to think that Kanye West is so, out of base and so out of his mind, which he's not. I don't believe there's nothing wrong with him besides his programming walls. That's the only thing that I think is wrong. Once he's reprogrammed, he has to check in and get reprogrammed. He'll be the little humble Kanye West that he is when his programming. And when I say programming, it's not like he goes into a fucking time machine or some shit like that. Don't think so fucking whacked out like that, or think that somebody else thinks like that. No, a programming is by way of a therapist, or they go see a therapist and go under, this psychohypnosis, and it calms them down. They think a certain way. They're being programmed through that psychohypnosis. That's just one form. It's many forms, because if you wanna actually see it, because these crackers don't put nothing out that's not going on, that they haven't done or are about to do. Watch the movie The Manchurian Candidate, which originally came out with Frank Sinatra back in '66, but the newest one with Denzel Washington, and you'll understand completely what that whole that whole programming is about. It's called it's another name, MK Ultra, mind control hypnosis program that the CIA has implemented in a lot of entertainers, stars, and athletes. And do the research on that. I'm just giving you, I'm giving you the seeds. It's up to you how you plant your, how your crops grow. How much attention that you give your crops in terms of your thought process. And it's so much that we need to learn and catch up on as a people. And that's one of the reasons that we're in the state that we're in. Because I'll give you another example. When we pick up the paper in the morning, the black people only pick up the first two things they pick up is the Metro and the sports, because they want to know who died, what type of violent, fucked up situation happened, where they can act like they're the first ones to find out about it, get on the phone and gossip. And then the sports, where you find out which team won and which players going to this team and all this bullshit. Because some of you are sports connoisseurs and sports fanatics, but you don't know anything about who you are. You can tell the whole history of the Chicago Bulls or the Washington Wizards, but you can't tell the whole history of your own bloodline, of how you got here, who was responsible for you getting here. You have no fucking clue. Most of you have no fucking clue at all. You can go back to your grandmother and that's it. And but you can go back, and most of you, especially you Redskin fans, stupid ass niggas, you can go all the way back to, the 60s. This person played, and this person played, and this person played. Now I really don't have nothing against sports, because I played sports most of my life. I played football, and it's the fact that it can lead you to being in the wilderness mentally and spiritually. And one of the things that actually helped me come into the light of consciousness, one was prison, because some of the most greatest minds that I have ever seen in this lifetime are behind bars, behind enemy lines in these concentration camps. And most of them, have lengthy sentences, or they're never coming home, it appears. Unless we get them out. Which is another subject for another time. However, that, and then, plugging into people that had an abundance of wealth of information and knowledge, which I was attracted to. I was fascinated by, brand new information, and I began to research because the more jewels I found, the more that they were to it was more to gain. And I just kept digging and digging and digging and digging. And I still have a long ways to go, because nobody never knows enough. You never know enough. And I just thank the Creator and the ancestors for, setting up certain accesses and certain situations up where I was unharmed and was able to be able to connect with certain individuals and receive information. That's why when I see a lot of prison movies, where brothers like OG Bobby Johnson, when and they come home, they're schooled, they under a different mindset. I can relate to that totally. But the fucked up part about that whole process is that most of the brothers that come home equipped with that information and knowledge and that thirst and that motivation to do the right thing, to get out here, man, not only to raise their level of understanding up, but to raise the community's level of understanding up. That resources, the basic, and I'm talking basic, food, clothing, shelter, basic resources are not available for these brothers and sisters. So what do they have to do? They have to go right back to the spot that they were prior to them going in, receiving knowledge and going through these dismal crypts called the prison system, concentration camps, penitentiaries, which mass incarceration, which is never discussed, rarely discussed. Police terrorism, which is a hush-hush thing. I was around some people today that was around some fucking crackers, and and a woman kept doing this old shit because some motherfucking crackers was around. And see, we gotta stop that bullshit of not wanting to make them uncomfortable by telling the truth. So what you want me to do is lie and water down the motherfucking truth so this slave master can feel okay and won't feel out of place. You're supposed to be out of place, motherfucker. You're supposed to be out of place. You have no business in the circle of us any motherfucking way. You're always in the shit. Everything that has happened, everything that has that moves on this planet, this cracker has had his hands on it, and if he doesn't control it, he has destroyed it. There's nothing that hasn't had the hands of this motherfucking cracker on it. Nothing. No ant, no motherfucking fly, or nothing. No dirt, not a grain of sand or nothing that has not had infectious motherfucking energy of this goddamn albinoid devil. You name one motherfucking thing. And then you want to marry these motherfucking dogs. And then you want us to accept that bullshit. It's all one color and all this bullshit. You're more at risk when you riding with one of them white goddamn poodles in your motherfucking car when the police pull your black ass over. You're more likely to be murdered because you got that dog in the car, opposed to having a motherfucking queen in the car. The original woman. It's like Marvin Gaye says, nothing like the real thing. I don't want no goddamn carbon copy of shit. I don't want no replica of the real motherfucking thing. I don't want no motherfucking white chocolate. Give me the real motherfucking chocolate. And we're not in that mindset because we're weak. And don't you know, I'm gonna give you an example. And how graphic it be, I don't, that's on you how you take it. But don't you know, I'm talking to you brothers that date these motherfucking crackers. And primarily those who have money. Those niggas who have money. Don't you know that when this white bitch is the parents and grandparents sick this bitch on you like she's a motherfucking dog, because that's how they look at her, for fucking with you anyway, like a goddamn animal. So and the goal is to take everything from you, but first starting with your DNA. You thinking you getting head and all this shit, all that shit feels so good from this white bitch, going down bobbing on you. You know what I'm saying? That, and then you eat your own motherfucking dick, cause if after she give you head and you kiss her, you done ate your own shit. But anyway, she done ejaculated in her fucking mouth and all this old bullshit. She's sucking your motherfucking DNA and your melanin out your stupid ass. And that's why a lot of y'all get strung out and can't understand why you can't let that white bitch go. Because she's walking around with a stomach full of your motherfucking energy and DNA. And you just as weak as motherfucking water. Walking around, with your head up her motherfucking ass. And then that's just a hustle for her. When she get tired of that shit, or when you take her to one of these parties, showing this bitch off, and that's what you call yourself doing, I guess you call them dog shows, where everybody bring their dogs to the party, and you show your dog off, and she sees another motherfucking dog, she sees another nigga, you see what I'm saying, and now the divorce proceedings is in place. You smack her around because she was looking at his motherfucking dick print. You bust her ass up when y'all get home. She called the police. Y'all on TMZ and all this bullshit and the Inquirer, with her goddamn eyes shut. Talking about she been going through this shit forever and all this shit. Now, she done took your motherfucking money. And got you going. Now you lost your house. You living in a goddamn rented condo, going to motherfucking domestic violence classes. While this bitch is with another nigga about to do him the same motherfucking way. Ask Kim Kardashian how many black motherfucking dicks she done ate. How many niggas she done went through before she got before she got Kanye and driving him up the motherfucking wall. See, marriages like those are business arrangements. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Kim. See, them T.I. and Miss Piggy. Those are business arrangements. Those are business deals. Stick with her. Also, it's to make you look good. And nobody won't believe when you at the after party, getting your motherfucking ass pounded. Nobody ain't gonna believe it because the first thing gonna say, oh no, that motherfucker ain't faggot, he married. They said that about Will Smith, didn't they? Tay Diggs. And the whole list of others. Terrence Howard, all of them motherfuckers. That boy, what's his name? Something Smollett. He ain't the only gay motherfucker to play on Empire. Come on, wake up. A lot of them been on the director's couch. Kevin Hart and all them, man. Kevin Hart they be tearing his little ass up. And see, he's small and petite like a woman, so them old white men can handle him. He can sit on their laps and shit like that. And I'm telling you, that's how they have him. They have him peeled out with nightgowns and all this shit on. They got on slippers and lipstick, sitting on motherfuckers' laps. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, they in five movies. Four of them not even made yet. They done already put them down and they done signed the contracts for four of them. So, don't, and see, it really don't bother. I don't give a fuck what these punks do, but the effect and the influence that it has over our babies, that's what I got an issue with. That's what I have an issue with. How it influences the babies. Lil Wayne. He got on the interview. He was high out his mind, and I'm still not gonna justify that shit. He said he don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter and bitches, and his job is to look out for his bitches. But when he was asked, you call his daughter a bitch, it's a problem. But you can call somebody else's daughter a bitch. And see, it don't work that way. And most people like that, people that have dogged other people's sisters and mothers, the karma, the shit come back on your ass too. Look at Lawrence Fishburne, how he was abusing women, abusing these sisters and using them. Now his daughter is the biggest dick eater in the porn business now. And he can't accept that. He done start drinking real heavy. He looks much older than he is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm older than Lawrence Fishburne. I believe I believe no, he's a couple years older than me. But look how old he looks. And so you got to be careful when we do all this shit. When we do all this shit to people, man, especially these queens, man. And then we get mad when they act out. Just like that. Just like somebody that goes to the club and into that lap dancing and all that shit. That's a personal issue you got. If you're in the club every weekend, just like these sisters. You have a lot of them, they make excuses and all that, but a lot of them been abused by that, and I know this person. I know this person from talking to a lot of them. Because I never got down like that. Putting money in somebody's motherfucking underwear. No. I just don't see the science in that shit for real. But I've talked to a few of them, not in no club. I mean, as regular people, and I found out that that's what they done. But they used the excuse, I'm paying for college and this and that. But, when you look in depth, I found out that most of them have been sexually abused by fathers and uncles and things of that nature. And that they feel as though, that between their legs, they have a gold mine that everybody will, now, in their mind, if my own father fell in love with this pussy, then I know how, a stranger gonna be. I can turn him the fuck out, and that's the mindset that they be in, and they go in these clubs. Look at Eve. She never talks about the relationship with her father, but the man she married, which is a fucking cracker, he's much older than him as a father figure. You know what I'm saying? And she's married to him, so he's fucking her. So that's it's not hard to put two and two together. Everybody's not deaf, dumb, and blind and green when it comes to basic, human behavior. And finally, I want to discuss, the hustling piece. One thing I can say, nobody can say that Shaka Sankofa and the Street Law Soldiers ever pimped the black community for money. If anything, we give. We give. All we do is give. We feed, provide clothing, food, different referrals. And I say this over and over again. Hopefully that it may sink into somebody's mind. One of these so-called scholars or so-called revolutionaries' minds that all they have done was take from the black community in terms of money. And that's what we do. I've done lectures with some of the most top of the line so-called scholars in this so-called black community, conscious community. Umar Johnson, Sarah Sutan Seti, Brother Dawad, Darren Muhammad, Reality Speaks, um, um, and a few others. The Lacey Davis, and a few others. You know, and not mentioning and being solo. But see, I don't. I'm not out here searching for, 1,000 hits. On YouTube and whatnot, because it's not about that. It's about me being able to touch. If I can just touch 5 people, I'm good. If I can transform the thinking and lives of 5 people in terms of them wanting to make a change in the black community, and that ranges and includes getting off drugs and alcohol, you know being part of the solution in the community, beginning to learn, going to the Library of Congress, going to the archives, studying, getting actual facts and information, and passing on to not only just your family but the community. Then my mission, I feel that I put in work, because our missions are never done until we acquire liberation. So that's just where I'm at. That's just where we at, the Street Law Soldiers. Of course we need money. Of course we like nice things as well. But like I always say, luxury is not a necessity. Luxury is not mandatory. And I tell people, if you can get your basic needs provided and a lower incentives, for your efforts, then you good. You should be good. Because I know no wealthy and millionaire revolutionary. I don't, because how can that be? How can you be a multi-millionaire if people are still starving and people are still hungry and people are still homeless and people are still helpless? Of course you can be multi-millionaire if everybody has, if everybody's taken care of, then it's okay. But, I just don't get that, You riding around talking about, I gotta get paid. It's about money. I ain't gonna be no broke nigga and blah blah blah. But you're taking money from the broke people doing lectures, and while they're starving, you living high on the hog, and then you turn around and criticize the people for not knowing certain things. Come on, man. It's all gonna come out about everybody. So it's no use of trying to fake and hide this bullshit. Shaka can see you. I can see you. And if it don't come, if you don't get it together soon, I'm gonna expose your motherfucking ass. Black power.